I think it is a misunderstanding.
A couple from Hong Kong. The refusal over a DNA test for their newborn son.
This is not a common practice for birth registration in Western countries.
And the unraveling of a complicated history with two other children that they had abroad.
When was the last time you saw Lily?
The day she was removed.
Yeah. When we chose free birth, we researched into it on the internet, but we didn't expect consequences like this.
Hello, I'm Rahina De Luna with the South China Morning Post. Their story has made headlines here in Hong Kong over the past several weeks. Tsang Wai-bong and Kwan Pui-sin are parents to a baby boy called Danny, who was born at home in April. When the couple tried to register his birth, Hong Kong's immigration department said it needed proof that Danny was biologically theirs. Authorities say the couple refused a DNA test. They were subsequently arrested, and Danny was placed into the care of the Social Welfare Department. Last week, a court ruled Danny would remain in the department's care for the next 3 years. This is my extended conversation with Tsang Wai-bong and Kwan Pui-sin just hours after the court's ruling.
I think it is a misunderstanding. According to the law in Hong Kong, parents are responsible to report a baby's birth within 42 days to the immigration department. We have done it within 42 days, but because our birth is different from the other majority, we chose to give birth at home, so the process will be a bit different. After we sent the form to the immigration department, they have to investigate into our application. We have to provide some evidence to show that we have given birth to a baby. For example, some pictures of pregnancy and some people who witnessed the birth, and then or if we cannot provide any evidence, then we have to submit our DNA test results.
That's right, and you turned it down, or you refused to. Why is that? It would have been straightforward,
This
right?
is also a misunderstanding. We have never turned it down. We just requested privacy impact assessment.
Because actually we preferred the method of adopting witnesses and other evidence. Actually, this was our preferred method. So for the DNA test, we were surprised, we were shocked, because this is not a common practice for birth registration in Western countries. So because we know that there are some other concerns when the DNA test is not mandatory in birth registration. So that's why we brought up this point to the immigration department and see if we could have a formal discussion. But they didn't discuss the matter with us formally. Instead, they just told us their requirements in a telephone conversation. And actually our conversation was still going on without a conclusion yet. But in all of a sudden, in the middle of this conversation, we were arrested. So we were pretty shocked by this action.
But you weren't able to furnish any proof before that?
We could. We had some witnesses. Yeah.
Okay. And I suppose your unconventional child rearing practice, again, raised flags to the authorities, like no prenatal care, your decision to go for home birth. Can you explain, what's the rationale for your decisions behind, say, having a home birth?
Maybe this is rather so-called unconventional nowadays in this modern world society, but it wasn't like this, just like 2 generations ago. And for prenatal checkups or preparation, you can always say, I didn't choose for
choose the Western medical method.
Oh,
But
at the hospital.
yes,
The key thing is hospital rather than no prenatal care.
So you were seeing some other type of
I
doctor
have been
before?
adopting Chinese medicine for my own health for like 5 or 6 years.
So you were being seen by a traditional Chinese medicine
Yeah.
practitioner during the whole pregnancy then. How would you respond to public doubts about your ability to care for your children?
So far, I would think that Hong Kongers, because I'm one of them, are pretty practical. I think we love to see results, and then from the results we can infer to see whether your method works. And then for that, so far I know that Danny, when he has been taken into care, and then he did the first formal medical checkup, and then he was fine. So I would say it was the results that has been exposed to the public. So I think the public can more or less judge our behavior, whether our care was sufficient or not. But I would say every family is unique. And so I think while I respect, I want to, I want to go ahead with my own way. At the same time, I appreciate other methods or styles of other families.
After their arrest in June, Hong Kong Secretary for Security Chris Tang said Tsang and Kwok were detained on suspicion of child neglect and failure to provide sufficient evidence that they were Danny's biological parents. A DNA test later proved that he was indeed their son. The custody of baby Danny also revealed Tsang and Kwok's history with 2 other children they had while living in Finland, where Tsang was attending university. A daughter, who they named Constance, was born in 2019, but died a month later. A second daughter, called Lily, was born in 2021. Swedish authorities took custody of her, and while her parents have come back to Hong Kong, Lily still remains in Swedish care. Can you talk about the circumstances leading to the death of your first child?
actually, in the beginning, everything was fine, and then we chose to give birth at home. The birthing process was there was no problem. Everything went so smoothly, and then there was no complication for the baby and also for Miss Kwan. And then we took care of Constance just like a normal child. And then, but unfortunately, after about a month, then one day, Constance's situation suddenly dropped dramatically, and
How
then
so? What happened?
it happened just suddenly, and her vital sign became very bad, and then she became very bad. It was within something like 1 hour, and then once we found that, we immediately called the ambulance, and then we found that all the vital sign was gone. Then I performed the CPR, and then we also asked the labor to help us, and then the ambulance come, I think, in 20 minutes, and then they used the AED to resuscitate Constance, but to no avail. So the ambulance man said that Constance passed away. Yeah,
What's the cause of death?
The final death inquiry said that the primary reason was meningitis.
Meningitis.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and then the Finnish authorities attempted to prosecute us.
Why would they want to prosecute you for your
They
baby's-
prosecuted us for abandonment and negligent homicide.
Did you abandon Constance?
No, never. But they tried to
They didn't have so much. Actually, basically, they
What
didn't.
raised their suspicions, though?
Not from our statements, but mainly maybe from the medical reports, which didn't really support their claim or suspects. Yeah.
I think in Finland, the general practice is that they try to prosecute you for a few different crimes. If finally they do not have enough evidence, they would drop some charge or drop the charges totally.
But I don't get it. I mean, surely not all parents in Finland get prosecuted if their baby dies suddenly. So there must have been something that raised their suspicions for some reason. Are you aware of what they were?
I think the main evidence is from the medical report, but they shared the report with us. We have a copy of it, but we even shared the report to the English social services, and then actually we didn't really find sufficient support from the report supporting the prosecution actually.
Actually, during the process, we were also researching about the sickness they claimed, and then we found that that sickness can be symptomless. And then even if you have got the prenatal check, maybe you cannot get any result at all. And then the death can come very suddenly. And then during the process of prosecution, we submitted our research to the courts. But then the court just did not really handle this. But after something like a year or something, and then they dropped the charge, and then they decided not to continue to prosecute.
Actually, in the middle of the court case, we submitted our evidence to the court, to the prosecutor. They didn't respond us immediately, but somehow anyway, the charges were dropped.
What is your preference for home births? Why is that?
Because we can get more freedom.
Autonomy.
Because we're really worried about over medical intervention.
And actually, we are ready for emergent situations. We know that where the hospital, the nearest hospital is located. We know how to get emergency services.
I mean, I'm just curious. Weren't you, after the experience of your first child, that you would be more wary about just having a home birth, to prevent any complications? So that didn't made you.
Actually, after the death of Constance, we tried to research about the reasons behind. We tried to research into the Chinese medicine and Western medicine, but we found the reasons in the Chinese medical system. Yes, because we found that the baby didn't grow up because Miss Kwan's body is not so good. According to the Chinese medicine, is 氣血, blood and qi. Were insufficient. So then we tried to get the prescription for Miss Kwan, and then
so that's why we turned to the traditional Chinese medicine.
Yes, and then we've got the prescription, and then we found that it worked out very well.
Very well.
Okay. And then when Lily was given birth, she was even the situation was much smoother than the previous one, and then she grew up healthily.
And why did you move to Sweden at this point?
Because when Lily was given birth, we tried to get her birth registration. According to the Finnish law, we had to get the birth registration within 1 month, and then we did that. We went to a clinic responsible for birth registration, but then the staff turned down our request. They said that they were not familiar with the procedure, and then they asked us to stay at home and wait for the information. But then a few days later, the police and the social services came to our home, and then they took our key from the management office without our consent, and then they just broke into our house. broke into our apartment.
They locked on our door, but not the main door, but the bedroom door.
Yes.
We were inside the bedroom.
This is the Finnish police.
Yes,
Yeah.
they came here without any court warrant or any emergency. We repeatedly asked them to provide the court warrants and or the emergency reason, but then they didn't answer. The police just dragged me out and then pressed me down onto the floor and then used the handcuff to handcuff me.
After he was arrested, me and the baby Lily were still in our home, and then the police left earlier than the social services. The social workers said they just wanted to see Lily.
So why arrest you then if they only wanted
They
to see Lily?
arrested me because
The police arrested him for not cooperating with the
Yes.
police.
Yes.
But later, because it resulted a fine, but the fine was removed, right?
Yeah, we made the complaint to the court saying that they came to our home illegally because there was no court warrant or emergency. And yes,
But
we complained about the procedural errors, but then the court didn't handle our complaint. But then the charge was dropped.
So this is why since after this incident you decided to leave Finland.
Yes, exactly, because the law cannot protect us there.
So why choose Sweden? Why didn't you just come back to Hong Kong then if you feel like you're more comfortable with the system here?
Lily didn't get her birth registration. She couldn't get a passport, so we couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, because between Finland and Sweden, there's no physical border. So the only place we can go was Sweden.
Can you explain then, how did Lily end up in foster care in Sweden?
In Sweden, we don't have any visa, so we had difficulties in getting a proper place to stay. So we had to stay in different hostel or hotels. So we have to change our residence from time to time, 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. Yeah, and then when the police found us, we were in the transition of the place. From we had to change our hotel. Then we rented a van to transfer all our stuff from one city to another. And then the police found us
In the middle of our moving.
Yeah.
But why were they even tracking you in the first place? Well, I mean, what caught their attention to make them focus on you, to track you down?
Maybe there were not a lot of Chinese people driving a truck there, I think, maybe. And then they found
because
that...
actually they told us to show our identity.
So you were stopped on the road somewhere?
Yes,
That's the
yes.
first encounter you had with Swedish authorities?
Yes. Yes. And
It was a random stop by Swedish police?
In a car park.
In a car park, they just randomly came up to you and
Yes.
asked. And what was the reason they stopped you?
We don't know. They just asked us to provide our identity.
Right.
Yeah, but then...
Excuse me.
yes, and then we just showed them our passports, but then we didn't have any residence permit.
And also we couldn't provide any documents for Lily. So they were they find us very suspicious. Our reaction was not to disclose too much before the police has told us what more or less their concerns. So at the beginning they didn't really understand our situation. So they chose to use money laundering to further investigate into us.
Because
on what grounds?
When we left Finland, we knew that we would stay in Sweden for quite a long time, but we could not get a bank account there. So we withdrew all the money from our Finnish accounts and then get all the cash in hand. And then because it would be quite a long time, maybe 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, we didn't know. So we took all the cash with us, so that we had the cash. We had quite a lot of cash in hand. So
actually, when the police were inspecting our vehicle, everything, because our stuff was basically almost all of our stuff was inside the vehicle. When they were inspecting everything, we were not present. We were somewhere not so close to the vehicle, actually.
Why weren't you?
I requested to be with the police during the inspection, but they didn't allow me to do it.
Okay, so going back to Lily though, how did she end up in foster care?
Yeah, the police caught us and then sent us to the police station because the police wanted to check everything of us. So they wanted to impose solitary confinement of us.
Why?
Separately. This is their common practice. When you are caught by the police
for a serious crime.
Yeah, it is common practice for Finnish police or Swedish police to impose solitary confinement at the beginning of the investigation. So because they wanted to impose the solitary confinement, but Lily was there. Lily was alone, so they could not do so.
Yeah, the police also said they did not have the facility for carrying Lily.
Yeah,
and at the same time, they had to impose solitary confinement on us. So that's why they called the social services to take care of Lily for them.
This is how Lily was
Actually,
taken.
we opposed. We opposed, and I said to the police, I said, you should arrange somewhere that is suitable for Lily to stay with me, but they refused this alternative.
But I don't understand. So you've since been cleared of whatever charges? Did they even charge you?
No, after 3 days investigation, they dropped all the charge. They decided not to press any charge.
So why hasn't Lily been given back to you?
Actually, during the 3-day investigation, I think on the second day of the investigation, Mr. Tsang told our background story to the social services and the police. So they had a full story of our family. And then after we left the police station, we stayed there for 5 days. Even though on the 3rd day, they chose not to press any charge. We stayed there for 5 days. And then after those 5 days, we were transferred to the migration detention center because we didn't have any proper valid
immigration status.
Yep. And then we stayed there, but we had more freedom there. We could use the computer to complain to the court, for example. So we
we then made a complaint to the migration court. Then we gave all the details to the migration court, saying that Lily was refused birth registration. That's why we had to stay in the Northern Europe. And then the migration court accepted that we were in an incident. We had the ground to apply for protection. That's why the migration court set us free there.
We also thought that as we got freedom again, Lily should be returned to us. But social services said no because they had greater concern.
Such as
Lily not properly registered in Finland, and then or her health condition like no vaccination, no regular health checkups like that. Yeah.
So it seems that these run-ins with authorities you've had because of your ability, or for your decisions to not go through the normal healthcare registration, healthcare system. But I mean, is it worth to go through all that trouble, and because it raises more questions than...
When we chose free birth, we researched into it on the internet, but we didn't expect consequences like this.
Yes.
Yeah. We thought the registration process will be smooth, and then when things are optional, things are optional.
When was the last time you saw Lily?
The day she was removed.
Yeah.
Which was when?
Which was
How many
fifth-
years ago?
The 5th of December 2020.
3.
Yeah.
You're not even allowed visitation rights?
No.
No, we think that the procedure in Swedish social care was quite inappropriate. For example, when they imposed a contact restriction on us, they say that Lily feared us, but that was not supported by any doctor's report or psychologist's report, but they solely based on the foster carer's opinion. The foster carer said one day she showed our family pictures to Lily, and then Lily just tried to point to different people in the pictures, and then after a while, and the foster observed that Lily's appetite was changed. She
didn't eat food that she used to eat a lot.
Yeah, and then after a while, she concluded that because she saw our pictures, then she was unhappy because she feared us. So she decided that she would never show the pictures again, and then she reported to the social service, and then the social service concluded that Lily feared us.
So to sum this all up, what's your plan?
I think for Lily, it is very difficult. Actually, on 13th of September 2024, the Migration Court of Appeal has made the final deportation order to Lily. The court said that it was in Lily's best interest to go back to Hong Kong because all her family and social connection was in Hong Kong, and then she could also learn her own language and culture there, and then reunification with her family member. But then such deportation order has not been executed even until now. It is 21 months after the decision was made. So you can see that the Swedish authorities even did not comply with the court order. And then more notorious was that they now made a court case to transfer Lily's custody to her foster carer in Sweden. But then I, Miss Kwan, and also Lily are all Hong Kong permanent residents and Chinese citizens. Supposedly, only the Hong Kong courts have the jurisdiction to handle our matrimonial matter. But then the Swedish authorities usurped the power from the Hong Kong authorities. They took Lily forcibly, used their own procedure.
Okay, so that sounds like that will be a very protracted affair with this. But with Danny, looking ahead again, what's your plan?
I think I feel more optimistic. I think I feel comfortable cooperating with the Hong Kong social services. But the thing is now Danny now has been taken into care. So, and our families, you can say, are now monitored by the social services.
Yes, you can say
Supervised.
that.
Supervised. Yeah, our family is now supervised by the Hong Kong social services. So when Lily, if Lily can return to Hong Kong, she will receive proper care by the Hong Kong social services.
We reached out to Finnish and Swedish police about the statements Tsang Wai-bong and Kwan Pui-sin made about their encounters with them in this interview. Southwestern Finland Police Department said it could not comment as the related documents are confidential under Finnish law. And the Swedish police in the city of Linköping have not replied to our inquiry. Swedish authorities have moved to permanently transfer custody of Lily to a foster family. The Social Services Department in Linköping declined to comment on the girl's legal status, saying doing so would harm those involved. But it said whether child faces risks at home is one of the key factors when deciding if intervention is needed. Meanwhile, Tsang and Kwan are allowed supervised visitation with baby Danny here in Hong Kong once a week for now. That concludes this edition of The Interview. I'm Rahina De Luna. We'll continue to follow this story and have the latest developments on scmp.com.